Welcome to the Nameless.
At first, I thought the timestamp was wrong until I saw myself walking through the door 2 hours before I got home. The footage was grainy, black and white, slightly warped at the edges like all cheap security cameras are. The kind you buy during a late-night spiral on Amazon because someone on Reddit says they caught a guy testing their door handle at 3 a.m. I live alone, small rental house, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, narrow hallway that forces you to walk single file even when you're the only person there. The camera faces the front door, motion activated, cloud storage. It pinged me at 6:12 p.m. while I was still at work. I didn't check it until 8:40 when I got home. That's when I saw the notification. Motion detected, 6:12 p.m. I assumed it was a car passing or a neighbor's kid cutting across the lawn again. I opened the clip and watched myself unlock the front door. Same jacket, same backpack slung over my right shoulder. Same habit of nudging the door open with my foot because my hands are full. I stepped inside. The door shut. The timestamp in the corner read 6:12:14 p.m. I was still sitting in traffic at 6:12. I remember because I was listening to a podcast. I checked the time when the host mentioned something about daylight saving. 6:12. I was 15 minutes away from home. In the footage, I looked tired. Normal. Unremarkable. I didn't look at the camera. I never do. The clip ended after 30 seconds. No one came back out. I stood in my kitchen watching it loop. Then I laughed, because what else do you do? I told myself it was a glitch, time zone error, corrupted metadata. I checked the date. Correct. I checked the previous clips. Nothing unusual. Just me leaving at 7:04 that morning. Then the 6:12 clip. Then nothing until 8:41 when I actually walked in. I watched that one too. It was me, again. But this time the jacket was zipped higher. I had my keys in my left hand. I paused in the doorway to look at my phone. Small differences. Subtle, but real. 2 separate entries. 2 separate versions of me. I went cold. I checked the app settings. Time zone, correct. Firmware, up to date. I even checked my Google Maps timeline. It showed me driving home at 8:17 p.m., not 6:12. There was no gap, no unexplained stop. My car's dashcam logs showed the same. So I did the reasonable thing. I called customer support. The guy on the line sounded half asleep. He told me sometimes motion events can misalign. I asked what that meant. He said the servers occasionally duplicate footage when syncing. I asked why the duplicate would show a different version of me. Silence. Then he said, probably compression artifacts. I didn't push, because part of me didn't want to. Instead, I walked through my house, slowly. Front door locked, windows latched, bedroom empty, closet empty, shower curtain pulled back. No one there. Nothing missing. Nothing moved. But the air felt used. Like when you walk into a hotel room someone else just vacated. Warm in a way that doesn't belong to you. I told myself that was paranoia. I made dinner. Pasta. Left the camera app open on my counter, just in case. That night, nothing happened. No motion alerts, no footsteps, no strange sounds. But I didn't sleep well. Every time I drifted off, I'd see that clip again. Me walking in, not looking at the camera, like I knew it was there. The next morning, I checked the cloud storage from earlier that day. There was another clip, 6:13 p.m., 1 minute after the first. I hadn't seen it before. I opened it. The hallway light flicked on, but no one was visible, just the door, closed. The light stayed on for 20 seconds, then turned off. No movement, no sound. I don't have smart lights. They don't turn on by themselves. At least they hadn't before. I checked the wiring that evening. Nothing unusual. I even replaced the bulb. The following week, I tried something different. I left work early, 5:30 p.m. I parked down the street and waited. At 6:10 p.m., my phone buzzed. Motion detected. My stomach dropped. I was still sitting in my car. I opened the live feed. Nothing. Empty porch, door closed. I ran to the house, unlocked the door, walked inside. No one there, but the hallway light was on. I checked the recorded clip later. 6:12 p.m. The door opened, and I walked in. Again, same jacket, same backpack. This time, though, I hesitated at the threshold, like I was listening. Then I stepped inside. The camera didn't capture me leaving. I was outside, watching it happen. I remember thinking I should feel something dramatic. Fear, panic. Instead, I felt detached, like I was reviewing security footage from someone else's house. That night, I didn't go inside. I drove to a friend's place and stayed over. I didn't tell him why. What would I even say? Hey, I might already be home. The next day, I called the police non-emergency line. They sent an officer out. He watched the footage on my phone. He didn't say much, just squinted, asked if I had a twin. I said no. He suggested someone could be messing with the feed, hacking, spoofing. I asked if that would explain the light turning on. He shrugged. He walked through the house, checked the attic, crawl space, nothing. Before he left, he asked when the house was built. I told him I thought the early 2000s. He nodded slowly, like that mattered. After he left, I looked up the property online. Zillow had basic info, square footage, lot size, built in 2004. But when I tried pulling county records, the address didn't show up. Not under property tax, not under parcel maps. I tried variations, street abbreviated, full name, nothing. It was like the house existed everywhere except in official documentation. I figured I was searching wrong, so I went to the county clerk's office in person. The woman at the desk typed the address into her system, frowned, typed it again. Then she asked if I was sure about the number. I said yes. She rotated the screen toward me. The lot number existed, but it was listed as vacant land. No structure, no building permits on file, no inspections. I laughed nervously, told her I was literally living there. She gave me a tight smile, said sometimes records lag. By 20 years? I didn't say that out loud. When I got home that evening, I sat in my car again. 6:10 p.m., waiting. 6:11, 6:12. My phone buzzed, motion detected. I didn't look immediately. I stared at the front door. It didn't open. Nothing moved. Then I checked the clip. The door opened inward, and I stepped inside. But this time, I didn't close it. The door stayed slightly ajar, like I forgot. I was still in my car, watching myself leave it open. I waited. Nothing came out. No one walked past the doorway. But the door in the clip remained cracked. I looked up from my phone. The real door was closed, completely, locked. I didn't go inside until morning. When I did, everything was exactly as I'd left it, except the hallway light bulb was warm. I hadn't been home. At least, not physically. Over the next few days, the footage got stranger in quieter ways. Sometimes I'd enter at 6:12 and go straight to the kitchen. Other times I'd stand in the hallway, doing nothing. Once I looked directly at the camera. Not long, just half a second. But enough. I didn't remember ever looking at it like that, like I knew someone would be watching. I tried deleting the clips. They reappeared the next day. Same timestamps, same movements, like they were part of the system, not stored data. Embedded. I even replaced the camera entirely. Different brand, different account, fresh setup. The first evening, nothing happened. I almost convinced myself it was over. Then, at 6:12 p.m., the new camera binged. I didn't even need to look. but I did. There I was, walking in, perfectly framed. The resolution was sharper now, clearer. And I noticed something new. The clock on the wall in the background. It read 8:41 p.m., not 6:12. I froze, because 8:41 was when I actually got home most nights. The timestamp on the video still said 6:12, but the physical clock inside the house said 8:41. I checked that clock in real life. It read 5:58, accurate. So why in the clip was it showing a future time? I started documenting everything, screenshots, screen recordings, notes. But over time, the older clips began to change, subtly. In one, I no longer hesitated at the door. In another, the hallway light never turned on. Small edits, like someone was refining the sequence, smoothing it out, making it consistent. Until one night, the 6:12 clip showed me walking in and not stopping. I walked past the camera, down the hallway, into the bedroom. The camera couldn't see that far, but it captured the edge of the door frame. And then, darkness. The bedroom light turned off at 6:14 p.m. I was still at work, sitting under fluorescent lights. I drove home immediately, heart steady, too steady. The house was dark when I arrived, bedroom light off, hallway cold. I checked the closet, empty, but the bed was slightly indented, like someone had been sitting there. I don't know why that detail bothered me more than seeing myself on camera. An indentation feels recent, personal. The next day, I went back to the county office, asked to see historical satellite imagery. The clerk hesitated, then pulled up archived maps. In older images, my lot was empty. Dirt, weeds. In images from 5 years ago, still empty. But I've been renting this place for 3 years. I have mail, utilities, a lease. I called the property management company, the number on my lease. It rang once, then disconnected. I searched the company name online. No website, no listings, no registration, like it never existed. I drove around the neighborhood, asked a neighbor across the street how long the house had been there. He looked confused. Which house? I pointed. He stared past it, then back at me. There's no house there. He wasn't joking. He wasn't smiling. He genuinely looked concerned. I turned back toward my place. It was still there. White siding, blue door, narrow porch. Completely ordinary. That night, I didn't wait in the car. I sat inside, lights off, watching the clock. 6:11 p.m. Silence. 6:12. My phone buzzed, motion detected, but I was already inside, sitting on the couch. I opened the live feed and saw myself sitting on the couch, phone in hand, watching the feed. The version on camera looked up, directly at me, not at the lens, at me, like it could see through the screen. Then it smiled. Not wide, not exaggerated, just a slight acknowledgement. The hallway light flicked on behind it, and the screen cut to black. When I looked up from my phone, I was alone. Lights off, no one smiling back. The footage for that clip never saved. It just says, event corrupted. I tried exporting everything to a hard drive. The files won't open anywhere else. Unsupported format, even though they play fine in the app. Last week, the motion alerts stopped entirely. No more 6:12, no more hallway light, nothing. The house feels quieter now, less used. Sometimes I wonder if whatever was happening corrected itself, like a system syncing or a draft being finalized. I still live here, I think. The lease auto-renews, rent auto-withdraws, though I can't trace where it goes. And every now and then, when I get home at 8:41 p.m., I hesitate at the door, because I can't shake the feeling that I'm arriving second, that someone else has already stepped inside, smoothed the bed, warmed the bulb, adjusted the clock. And sometimes, when I check the timestamp on my phone, it reads 6:12, even though the sun is long gone. And I can't remember if I just walked through the door or if I've been here the whole time.